This is your instructor Hassan Mueed. A little bit about myself. I'm a software engineer here at Wilson and also a part-time instructor. Okay, so today what we will be covering is functions in C language. This is a topic for today. Okay, to familiarize you about the functions, uh, I will just draw an analogy with the functions that we have been using all the time in mathematics. Uh, like we know we have been using um, f of x is equal to 2x, right? So what defines a function is basically it has some kind of input, and uh, this is the input, and it generates some kind of output based upon the condition. Like in this case we see that f of x is equal to 2x. If you put x is equal to 3, then it will generate 6 as an output. Similarly, if we change the input, the output will be changed. Same is the case in the programming. When we say about functions, we have like two types of functions in C language. One is the inbuilt functions and one is the custom functions. I'll walk you through step by step on how to build the function, how to use the functions, what is their importance in the coding world, and also how you can optimize your functions. So basically, we will start here by we will install the dev C++. I hope you people have installed this in your system, and we'll open the code. Okay, so the first type of functions that I talk about, uh, it was like the inbuilt functions, right? The inbuilt functions, it have to have some reference when we are using them. Like we have a function called as printf. Okay, so when we are using the printf functions, this is supposed to show the output on the console screen. But when I will run this program, it will generate an error. All right, it will generate some error. It says that it does not expected constructor, destructor, or type conversion before token. Like it didn't understood basically what this function was. The compiler didn't understood it. The reason behind that, because it was a custom function, and it was a inbuilt function. My mistake. It was an inbuilt function, and we had to import a library for that. Okay, so we import a library here, studio.h, which is used to basically fetch some functions which we can use. Like now, if we print the anything on the screen, the printf function is basically used to show the output on the console screen. Okay, if I say hello, it must be printed on the screen. The return zero is basically a syntax. You should not bother about that. This is what you should focus on. Now, if you run this program, it will print hello on the screen. Okay, so it is printing hello. So this is called the inbuilt functions. Now we'll move to the other type of function, which is the custom functions. All right. So the custom functions for custom functions, we will have to basically uh, write code for that. So what happens is basically we have to define the function first. Okay, so function we define here before the int main line. Like if we write a function called as int my function, and we input like int x comma int y. Okay, so and we initialize and declare a variable called sum, which will hold the. Don't worry, I'll explain it. Okay, so here we see that a function needs to have a name, a return type, and arguments or input, if we say. So it is having all of them. Okay, and the function has to have some code in it which basically defines the purpose of the function. Like this is the purpose of the function for which we wrote the function. So this function is doing basically it is taking two integer variables, and basically it is adding them and holding the sum in the variable called as sum, and then it returns the sum. All right. So when we have to use this, we will just we define the function. Now we will call the function. As you say that, as you can see that the return type of the function is integer. So we must have a variable which is also an integer to hold this or catch this output. So catch, we will declare a variable with the name catch output. Okay. So when we call the function, we have to write the name of the functions, include two inputs which are of integer types, like I add 10 and 5. So it will have the function will be uh, provoked. Okay. So and the catch output variable, it will basically catch the output of the function. All right. So and it will have to, and if we want to display it on the screen, we can do it like that. We can call the variable like this. So when now if the function if we call this function and run this function, we see that the output should be 15. If there is not a syntax mistake, it should output 15 as our code. So it is okay. So it is giving some error. We did not specify the uh, integer type. We will do it right here. Okay, because it was an integer, so we have to identify in the printf statement that %d is used for integers, because catch output is an integer type variable. All right. It is taking some time to load. Don't worry, guys. It is taking a bit longer. Okay, see here it is compiled now. It will generate the output in the console screen. Okay, see here it printed the output as